What is up, and welcome back to the Sounders career, where we are heading in to our first full offseason with this squad. And this is going to be an offseason of quite significant change for us. Some of it I was prepared for, and some of it I was not. We knew coming into this offseason that Stefan Frei would be retiring, and that's fine. We can get another goalkeeper. However, I was not prepared for Nicolas Ladero to also be retiring. That must have been a late decision by him, because that definitely was not there for the majority of the season. That being said, he didn't have a huge role with the team, especially later in the season, a couple of cameo appearances in the playoffs. But it is a lot of leadership leaving the team all at once, and for that reason, I'm not going to move on from Ruidíaz. We're going to run it back with him one more time. He is coming off of a golden boot and an MVP caliber season, so I think we can roll with him one more year. But what we will do with him is, back in my older MLS careers, we had a rule where if a player was over 30 years old and had been with the team for more than 3 seasons, you could buy down their designated player contract and they would no longer take up a DP spot. So that's what we're going to do with Ruidíaz, which means we now have 2 designated player spots heading into this offseason. Well, that transfer window did not go at all the way I had anticipated. It was a bit stressful. It was a bit chaotic, and just nothing went the way I wanted it to. But in the end, I'm actually happy with the way things played out. So I knew going into this offseason, I wanted to move Christian Roldan back inside and off of the wing because he's just a bit wasted out there. I like Morris on the wing, that's fine, but Christian needed to go back to center mid. And that created a massive logjam in the center mid position with Roldan and Vargas and Leyva and Atencio. And we called up Logan Coleman to start this season, our superstar out of the youth academy. Something had to give. And I was listening to offers on Obed Vargas, but the right offer just wasn't coming in. They were smaller league teams. And I figured in the end, it was just better for him to stay with us for another season and then maybe explore a move to Europe next year. And while all of that was going on, we also knew that we needed a goalkeeper. I saw on the last video a comment saying bring Zach Steffen in. That actually makes a lot of sense. Steffen moved to Manchester City in 2019. Hasn't really had a chance to catch on. He's been out on loan a lot. Missed the World Cup with US men's national team now. And it seems like it's just time for a bit of a reset for him. So I liked that idea. I was going to use a designated player spot on him, but he's still out on loan at Middlesbrough. So we had to come up with another idea. And that is where Adam Jakubek comes in. He was transfer listed by Lille, and when I went in to make an offer for him, they didn't want money. They wanted a player swap, and the player they wanted was Josh Atencio, which was ironic because he was kind of the odd man out in our midfield. I like Josh Atencio. I actually really like him in real life for the Sounders, but he just didn't seem to have a spot in this team anymore. So I was actually happy to make that swap. Atencio is going to a good team in France, in Lille, and we get a decent goalkeeper that is either going to be our goalkeeper all year, or we can revisit that in the summer when hopefully Zach Steffen comes off of loan. And as I said, I wanted to move Christian off of the wing, which opens up a winger spot. And remember, we bought down Ruidíaz's contract, so we have another designated player spot open. And I found a player that I really wanted to bring in on a free transfer, pre-contract, in Stefan El-Shaarawy from Roma. But El-Shaarawy's wages were just astronomical. Way too much for our team. He would have been paid 4 or 5 times more than our next highest paid player. Just didn't make sense to do that deal. So instead, we found Kennedy at Real Valladolid, a Brazilian player which kind of fits our system, our team, our culture a little bit better with the South Americans. And it was a player that his wages actually do make sense. He is the highest paid player in the team now, but just a fraction over Ruidíaz and Jordan Morris. So in the end, I think that one works out a little bit better. Plus, he likes to play on the left, which means I can move Jordan to the right, which I wanted to do, given that Jordan has the Trivela trait, and we all know how broken that is this year. So after all of that, this is where the squad now stands going into season number 2. Ruidíaz stays up top, even though we got some good offers in for him. We absolutely need to keep him in this team this year. Rusnak stays as a designated player, although he's on an expiring contract, and I'm not sure. I just don't know if he's good enough to really take up or warrant a designated player spot. So we'll give it a few months and see how I'm feeling then. Kennedy now on the left. Vargas stays in the team, playing in the midfield next to Christian Roldan. And Jordan Morris now on the right-hand side. Yedlin stays at right back. Actually, our back line is completely unchanged with Yamar, Justin Glad, and Nuhu. And then our new goalkeeper, Jakubek, in between the sticks. On the bench, we have a couple of Youth Academy call-ups in Jordan Bishop. We actually lost Freddie Montero and Will Bruin to expiring contracts. Just didn't make sense to really bring them back at the ages that they were at. So our youngster Jordan Bishop, who actually really played well in the preseason tournament as well, scored 2 or 3 goals. Actually liking the way he's looking so far. Obviously, Logan Coleman, I mentioned him. Sean King, another Youth Academy call-up, stays in the team as well. Danny Leyva moves to the bench, but he will see pretty consistent playing time coming off the bench as a sub. Stephen Cleveland is still in the team, as well as Alex Roldan. And we should be able to see some more of Leo Chu this year. He didn't get a whole lot of playing time last season with Ladero as the primary backup option at center attacking mid. And the rest of the squad down here, we brought in one other player, Henin, from a team that I don't know how to pronounce and I don't know where they're from, but he was a cheap option as a winger. We needed a little bit more depth in that position. We have Sissoko, Ocampo Chavez, Doubelaire still here, Reagan, Thomas, Rowe, and Madranda. So not a whole lot changed down there. And that brings us to our first match of the season. We're going to be away at New England for this one. Let's see what our revamped squad can do. Oh no, be careful, be careful, be careful. Whew, got that one out of trouble. Here we go, counterattack. It's Kennedy on the ball. He looks absolutely rapid. And he's not that quick, but he does look quick there. We find this pass in. He spots Jordan, far post. Still having some issues with finishing, I see. Go with Yedlin. Jordan, nice ball in there. Come on, Jordan. Come on, Jordan. Pick a pass. Wow, that was actually an incredible pass to Rusnak. Fortunately, nowhere else to go with that. Now again for Jordan. Find a cross in there. There's Kennedy. Oh, it was a good link up. Kennedy found Jordan with the first cross. Jordan found Kennedy with the second. They seem to have a bit of chemistry going. Try to go for Jordan Morris. Just try to break him in behind. We're having issues trying to break them down. That's a good move from Jordan. Jordan, hold up, pull back. There you go. One more. Very safe. Very safely done by Rui Diaz. He almost had the shot, but then he spotted the runner last second. And who is it? It's the captain, Christian Roldan. That's why we moved him back into the middle. He is much better there. Oh, what? Tajuri Shradi. I have so many problems with him. Doesn't matter what team he's playing for, he always seems to have my number. And he almost just did us so dirty right there. What a spin by Rui Diaz, though. And we're back going the other way. Rui Diaz for Jordan. Jordan Morris finds the header this time. And just like that, it's 2-0 to Seattle. So almost disaster on one end. Come right back up the other side. Put it in the back of the net. Oh, that's a good ball. That was you know what? Fair play. Fair play. Instant answer from New England. They caught us sleeping at the back. That was I don't know who played that, but that was a really good ball in. Rusnak on this. Gets away from that. Good layoff there. Just go straight up the gut for Bishop. Have it. If he had scored that, it would have been amazing. But that was probably not a high percentage shot for the youngster. I see Bishop. Bishop's at least willing to make the runs. He's not the quickest guy in the world. But he does open that up. Here we go. And it's Christian again. It is Christian again. Christian Roldan. I couldn't tell if that was him or not, but a brace for our captain. 3-1 to Seattle on the counter attack, and that should do it. Over the top for Kennedy. Flicks it on. That is unbelievable play from us. And Christian, for your hat trick, that's the finish? That deserved a goal. That was so good from us, and Christian blew it. Sean King, time for one more. Oh, a great touch by Sean King as well. Sean King, I don't know why he chipped it. I honestly don't know why he tried that chip finish, but, okay. That was interesting. I mean, it could have been a lot worse. That could have been 4 or 5 pretty easily, maybe even more. The attack definitely seems to already have found its rhythm this year. This is going to be a very dangerous team. And we stay on the road for the next one as we head north of the border to Toronto. And that's a very, very good team on paper. Insigne, Jimenez, and Bernardeschi. It's got to be up there for one of the best front threes in the league. Is he onside? He is onside. Wow, I don't know how that just worked. Oh, get back. Jakubek, you're making me a little nervous, bro. It's really it's one of the first things he's actually had to do this season, and I wasn't filling me with confidence with that. Christian missed a tackle. Oh, not Michael Oh, you do not let Michael Bradley score. Hey, Michael Bradley scores, it's lapsed forever after this game. Who is that? Crescito. Crescito out there? Why is he out there? Uh-oh. That was just sloppy from us, wasn't it? It's kind of a couple bouncing balls we just couldn't quite find the right angle on. They found an early goal. Well, sort of early. It's almost halftime. They found the first goal. Rui Diaz waits for Rusnak. Is he going to find the space? He is. Rusnak, get the shot away. Buries it. Top bins. Albert Rusnak finds the equalizer right before halftime. We're back in this one. Boy, ref. Boy, ref. Are you serious? Kennedy's already hurt. You lasted one game. That's not fair, ref. I want some restitution. That'll do. We'll take the lead. I guess that is restitution. We lost Kennedy. I think he's still on the ground, though. Can somebody please go check on the guy? That's a great pass. Christian. The goalkeeper should have done better there. Christian should have rolled that across for Rusnak. But he shot it instead, and it worked out, and we have a 3-1 lead over Toronto. Not deserved. This is not deserved. Toronto's been the better team. We've just caught them on a couple of attacks. Insigne. Oi! Yedlin just deleted him. Absolutely disrespected him. I'm pretty sure he picked up a yellow. Yes, he did. Well, he deserved it. I can't really argue that one. He goes up and wins that off the free kick anyway. Oh, that's a problem for Toronto. That is Rui Diaz straight through on goal. He could sweat it, but he's our striker. He's not going to. Rui Diaz 4-1 to Seattle. Finds it to Sean King. Bishop loves a good run. Braden Bishop? Oh, that's unfortunate. That's twice now in the last 2 games. He should have had an assist at the very end of the game. We just couldn't find the finish for him, but he's actually very good at finding space, making those runs. He's committed to making runs. Rui Diaz doesn't really do that. He just creates a lot of space and problems for the defense with his movement. I really like that. So, anyway, we finished this one, I think, 4-1 to Seattle. Scored 7 goals in our first 2 games. You'll love to see it. Well, that was short-lived. Kennedy, our new designated player, broke his toe. He's going to be out 3 months. The good news is we have options. We have Sean King, who can play out wide. We can move Roldan back out and give playing time to Logan Coleman and Danny Leyva. I mean, we have plenty of center mid depth. So we do have the options to cover that, but I mean, we only got him for a game and a half, and now he's going to miss like half the season. And we're actually going to go ahead and end things there for today. We're one of only 2 teams to win both of their 2 opening games, along with Austin FC in the Western Conference. In the East, Atlanta, Charlotte, Orlando, and Columbus are all unbeaten, but all also have a draw on their record. So it's early. We're looking good. I like the flow of the team, but we already suffered a major setback. We'll see how this team deals with it going forward. So that's it for this one. If you did enjoy it, make sure to let me know by leaving a like below. Subscribe if you're new. I'll see you when we come back for some more Sounders Career. See ya.